Hello, everybody. Welcome to the home of every space talk in Sri Lanka starts tonight. And we have a special guest, a special star in the house, and that is Mr. Sriranjan Pushparajah, who is the Biomedical Division Manager of SEDS Sri Lanka. Welcome, Aya.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you for coming with your busy schedule.
Yeah, I'm very happy to join this interview.
Okay, I think if we can start the most obvious question, what is the role of the biomedical division in a space exploration field? Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, space medicine is one of the vital and one of the most gradually improving science sector, I would say. And when we talk about space medicine, is a relatively new area of research, both in European countries and everywhere in the world. I mean, it was initially NASA who has initiated this kind of space research, but now ISRO is there, and other countries also have initiated these space research programs. So when we talk about space medicine, the main objectives of space medicine is to study the effects of space travel on human body and identifying the most critical medical problems and finding a solution to these problems. And as well as now you can see like space farming also, it's revolution, and a lot of scientists and a lot of researchers have been experimenting this space farming. And future is, of course, space farming, because we are building a lot of buildings. So we don't have enough space. So space farming is one of the viable options.
So I read an article and there was mentioned the biomedical engineers as a space doctors. It's a correct word to describe them. Is that a correct word?
It's partly correct because I'm also a biomedical engineer. So it's, space biology is one aspect of biomedical division. So nowadays, biomedical engineering is in medical field and, genetic engineering, molecular biology, space research, space farming, medical instrumentation, nanotechnology, neurotechnology, medical robotics, a lot of things.
And next.
So biomedical engineering is definitely making some crucial changes in space biology. And if, the viewers, if anyone interested to get into space science or space research, definitely your choice would be biomedical engineering. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no surprise you're doing biomedical engineering since you're the manager. And the second question is, where do you realize that you want to join SEDS Sri Lanka? You have come a long way from joining SEDS Sri Lanka and becoming the biomedical division manager. So tell us about that journey.
Yeah, space is one of my childhood dream. And still now, from my childhood, space studies, more than medicine, more than engineering. I just want to make some changes in, space studies, and that is my passion. I'm passionate about it. So, in universities, there are a lot of platforms where we can, develop our, enhance our, our abilities. But in Sri Lanka, when it comes to these space studies, you know more than, you know about it, like space studies and, these kind of researchers. Still, we are, as a growing country, we have a very minimal opportunities to go into these space studies. So, SEDS Sri Lanka is the best platform if anyone willing to, continue or else enhance their further research ideas or else the enthusiasm in space. So, if they want to make some changes on it, or else, there are a lot of chances, there are a lot of opportunities, but SEDS Sri Lanka is one of the platform where you can utilize it properly to get into, these other further things. Like, from SEDS Sri Lanka, we have a lot of connection with SEDS Canada, SEDS USA, SEDS Nepal. So there's a lot of chances we can, we can widen our network, and we can talk to a lot of professors, scientists. So definitely SEDS Sri Lanka is one of the greatest platform who are willing to study space studies.
Thank you for that. And the next thing, how do you feel being the divisional manager? It's such a what do you think that's a responsible position, and what are the responsibilities of that position?
Yeah, definitely. It's a big opportunity as biomedical president. Almost 25 state and private universities collectively working. For this this SEDS Sri Lanka. So when it comes to space, this biomedical division, earlier it was we were doing very minimal work, but throughout the years we are we can see critical changes, and we are making a constant effort to bring some changes in biomedical division. As a biomedical manager, we are trying to initiate, every month we are trying to organize webinars, and also simultaneously we are working on different projects. When it comes to higher studies, if you let's say if you want to apply for your MSc or PhD in any field, the doing research and publication is one of the vital things. So even though if you get first class, there is, if you want to apply to some best universities in the world, research background is very much important, right? So when it comes to that, Sri Lanka giving a lot of opportunities to undergraduates to involve in a research. We are doing some big research projects. So we are giving a lot of opportunities to undergraduate students, our friends, to involve in this kind of research. And as a biomedical manager, I am trying to create a lot of opportunities to work in artificial intelligence, machine learning things, and applying these things in biomedical thing. And we are making some webinars, very important webinars to increase the network. So yeah, definitely it's a big big responsibility. At least during this undergraduate time also, we have to spend at least 1 hour per day for this SEDS Sri Lanka. So yeah, we are trying our best.
Yeah, from that we can know you're a busy man. Since you have mentioned a lot of projects are going on, can you give us some insight about that?
Yeah, definitely. If I talk about these webinars, we have been organizing webinars every month, and we are inviting one of the best professors in the world who are involved in this research. And last time we invited Dr. Thomas. He's one of the scientists who is working who has worked in NASA, and nowadays he's working in a couple of space related projects. And also we are trying to invite some senior scientists from MIT, Harvard, and one of the best universities in Germany. And next month also, next week also, we are going to invite a scientist from Germany. And this is this webinar series. Every month we are organizing this kind of webinar series, and also the research projects. If I talk about research projects, initially we are working on ISLE research project. It is one of the biggest research project. And also we are working on a medical robotics research project, which is named Medical Doctor. And we are recruiting a lot of engineers from various universities. And also there is another NASA and Canadian Space Agency organizing competition is there, which is a deep space science program. And also New Fora, which is a research program. Open University and Sri Jayawardena University and SEDS Sri Lanka collectively working to that project. And we are planning to find out some younger scientists from Sri Lanka, and we are trying to award them. And also this deep science competition, and also we are trying to this medical robotics competition, and also we are trying to initiate a couple of projects in this month. And definitely I would say this will be a greatest platform to undergraduates to involve in this kind of research. And also we are trying to organize a medical device innovation competition. And we are trying to, associate with Moderator University, Peradeniya University to work this project.
Since you have mentioned that you're doing a lot of projects to get the students' participation in that field, why do you think the students' curiosity and enthusiasm towards space exploration and utilizing it, why is important to utilize that curiosity? Why are students' involvement in space exploration is important?
Yeah, I would say you can't deny this space is future. Of course, space is future. Because it's not like, within 2 or 3 years, in space, making some changes. NASA recruiting, the world top level, lot of undergraduates, the geniuses to their platform to make some revolutions and space tourism. And, these Amazon owner also trying some, changes. So definitely space is future. And you can't deny that. And most of the undergraduates know that, and they are definitely seeking for a platform. Definitely, you know that. Definitely, a lot of youngsters, a lot of undergraduates, they are seeking platforms. And from Sri Lanka, we can't deny that, because we have a lack of opportunities to involve in this space research program. Even if we trying to apply as an intern to NASA or ISRO, it's kind of very difficult, right? Because a lot of students and a lot of competition is there. So definitely, I would say, if students, if undergraduates, want to meet the requirements of these space research programs, or else if they want to, revolutionize themselves as astronaut, definitely space studies and in Sri Lanka, involving or else participating in SEDS Sri Lanka is one of the vital thing, I would say.
Yeah.
So definitely this enthusiasm is gradually developing, and a lot of youngsters, last time also from the webinar, we have seen a lot of youngsters are trying magnificently to involve in the space research, space farming, agricultural faculty. Yeah, definitely this enthusiasm is growing.
Yeah, and SEDS Sri Lanka is doing a great job utilizing that Sri Lankan youngsters' enthusiasm in space in the correct way, I think. And you are being a part of it. Thank you for that, doing that. And my next question is, what are the new trends of the biomedical in the whole world, not in just Sri Lanka, in the whole world? How is it improving, evolving?
Yeah, when I talk about biomedical engineering, it's just a name, right? Not like biomedical engineering, lot of things. Even if you involved in electronic engineering, you can do your master's in biomedical engineering, or else if you are involved in physical science, you can do your master's in biomedical engineering, and lot of that. So if I talk about biomedical engineering, now you know about these. If I talk about precisely space thing, because platform for space, so if I talk about biomedical, the space tourism is gradually, biomedical scientists working on these physiological changes, and what are the catastrophic changes that could happen in long term if we talk about space tourism or else space biology. And also we are talking about this microgravity, and the scientists are and the engineers are working on this genetic engineering, modifying bacteria or else cells to experience, or this they are trying to expose these cells in the microgravity atmosphere in space. And also nowadays we are trying to make some necessary changes in robotic things to treat the doctors. I hope you had heard of these robot doctors. So there are a lot of robot doctors. So in the space travel, these robot doctors and innovation is gradually improving, gigantically improving. And these robot doctors are treating astronauts. And also, if I talk about space tourism in future, they will definitely treat the space tourist. So these, they are using this artificial intelligence in that, the medical thing, and also this biomedical, these bioengineers using this, new space farming technologies into, to enhance this space farming. Definitely, you should say the space farming is the future. You can't deny that. It's the future. So when it comes to space farming, bioengineers doing magnificent jobs. So if you see last NASA recruitment, they recruited almost 56.9% of electronic engineers who are specialized in biomedical engineering. So you can definitely see that how biomedical engineering or bioengineering or else this earth science field, geotechnical engineers, taking a big part in space science. So yeah.
Yeah, you have mentioned that space tourism, biomedical division is going to be much more important than it's being today. And which brings to my next question about space tourism you have mentioned. With 30 years ago or 40 years ago, going to space is a big thing. Like the people who went to the space, like Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong, was considered as like world heroes. They are like superheroes. They are huge. But now, with space tourism entering this field, it's not for the common people. Absolutely, it's for some money for people. But it's becoming much more closer to hand. Going to space is becoming much more closer than before, 40 years ago. And with that, do you think space tourism and space explorations are going to collide at some point? Because do you think the space exploration rate is going to decrease due to the space tourism? Because a lot of investments are going to go to the space tourism side, since they can make money with that. With exploration, it's not that kind of a money business. So do you think that's going to affect the space exploration thing?
Definitely not. Because when if I precisely tell about space tourism, it's just kind of a recreational leisure activity, right? Because overjoyed with the leisure water in our earth. So the people, like-minded people, are trying to go to space as a space tourist. So space tourism, definitely, as you said, it will become a business. It's already a business. A lot of Elon Musk is trying that, and also Jeff Bezos is trying that, and a lot of money-making people, the people who is good in that, they are trying that space tourism. But definitely, space tourism is going to, not 40 years, maybe within 5 years, within 6 years. And even, let's say, the most, maybe 30% of the people can afford it. I would say that's that much of, enhancement now, that much of technological revolution is going there. So we can't deny that. But when it comes to space tourism and space exploration, it's two different things, right? The space tourism, it's for all. But space exploration, for people who are interested in space studies, who will involving in the space research. So it's not going to change. There won't be any changes, I would say. But one change would be definitely vital. The space tourism is going to, it's going to increase. So that's why I'm telling you, the space tourism or space biology, space engineering, and space-related studies is going to be the future. Because as I said, space tourism is going to increase. Since it is increasing, the most going to compete with that, and because of that, professionals will. They're going to recruit a lot of space engineers, space biologists, and space scientists, and the people who are interested in space. So, space exploration, space tourism are two different things. Space exploration, there won't be any changes. I would say it will definitely increase. We as people, we are very fond of space research now. We are very fond of space research. I'm not just comparing myself, but as an undergraduate, I have seen a lot of youngsters. They are definitely willing to explore space. So space exploration definitely going to increase, and simultaneously space tourism is going to increase. Because space tourism increasing, a lot of opportunities, vacancies will be available to youngsters who are willing to study space studies. So you can't, nowadays, we can talk about STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So you should not worry that I'm a student from agriculture faculty, I'm a student from arts faculty, so I can't explore the space, explore space science. No, there is no restrictions. There is no restriction. So if you have a dream, if you are dreaming to become a space scientist or a space explorer, definitely there should not be any restrictions with your what's your background. It should not be the requirement. So definitely space tourism is the future, I would say.
Thank you. That's an excellent answer. It was my personal question. I want to ask this because like space tourism is like the curiosity for space tourism is sky high right now. So any last words to the people who are willing to or having a space dream and don't know where to go? Any last advice for them?
Join SEDS Sri Lanka. So that's one of the that's the answer that I would say. As I said, there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities. Even nowadays, because of this, gigantic revolution in communication or else these social media platforms, definitely there is a lot of opportunities. But if you want, if you want to involve in these space-related programs, researchers, competitions, webinars, definitely SEDS Sri Lanka is the platform. So a lot of, more than 3,000 young undergraduates volunteering, and they are working for this SEDS Sri Lanka. And this is, with the students funding and also with some other fundings, we have collectively undergraduates in space studies, and most of the universities, they have these SEDS Sri Lanka, SEDS chapters, SEDS Peradeniya, SEDS Moderator, SEDS OUSL, SEDS Slate. Likewise, there are a lot of SEDS Sri Lanka chapters, so you can involve in SEDS chapters, and you can give your ideas, and you can definitely reach out the committee people. And also you can, we always advertise these, SEDS Sri Lankan with the flyers, advertise a lot of things, upcoming events, so you can join us. And definitely I would say this is a great platform, not only for the undergraduates, even though SEDS junior platform also there, and a lot of school students, if they're willing to make some changes, or else if they are willing to indulge in the space research programs, definitely, space related studies, or else if they want to give their ideas, or else if they want to contribute, and definitely I would say SEDS Sri Lanka is the greatest opportunity. So the people who are watching this, definitely you should try, and you can reach us, and if you have your ideas, definitely you can mail us. So yeah, that's all.
Thank you for that, brother, and thank you for coming. I have to once again thank you for the incredible job you're doing for the youngsters from Sri Lanka and SEDS Sri Lanka also, and thank you for coming with your busy schedule. Thank you for making us this time and giving this time and giving these excellent answers to all the questions. I think this will be very useful for the people who are very enthusiastic about joining SEDS Sri Lanka. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for the opportunity. And once again, I'll tell all the youngsters who are involved in this, please join SEDS Sri Lanka, and this is the greatest opportunity. And thank you so much.
And thank you guys for watching, and next time we see you with another guest, a star in the house. And until then, goodbye. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.